Sometimes an idea bothers you before you even understand it. Before you agree, before you disagree. It happens fast. Almost automatically. An idea appears, and something inside reacts. There's no time to think. The body tightens. The mind pulls away. Long before psychology had names for this, ancient cultures were already paying attention to the same reaction. Not by analyzing thoughts, but by observing how the human being responded before thinking. Many people assume this discomfort means the idea is wrong, but it's rarely that simple, because discomfort doesn't come from the idea itself. It comes from contact. Contact with something that reaches deeper than reason usually goes. If this were only about logic, none of this would happen. Explanation would be enough. Argument would be enough. Convincing would be enough. But that's not how the human mind actually works. The reaction comes first. The explanation comes later. The rational mind runs behind, trying to explain what the body has already decided to feel. This is why certain ideas disturb us, even when we can't clearly explain why. They don't ask for agreement. They don't ask to be accepted or rejected. They ask for attention. And attention, as human beings have known for a very long time, is not always comfortable. Ancient observers noticed something subtle before words appear, before reasoning forms, before judgment arises. The body already knows something is happening. There is a specific kind of discomfort that doesn't begin in the present moment. It comes from something that was already there. Old patterns, unrecognized emotions, experiences that were never fully integrated, moments that were felt but never processed, reactions that were repeated but never understood. When an idea touches that place, the reaction is immediate. Not because the idea is dangerous, not because it threatens you, but because it brings light to something that was kept in the dark. And anything that leaves the dark, even briefly, can feel unsettling. Ancient traditions didn't see this as weakness. They didn't interpret it as failure. They understood it as a signal, a sign that something inside was asking to be seen. The automatic reaction is not an attack. It's not rebellion. It's not resistance for no reason. It's an attempt at protection. Over time, the mind learned that certain inner areas create instability, areas connected to loss, to fear, to shame, to unresolved emotion. So the mind builds shortcuts. It avoids, it rejects, it dismisses. Not to hide the truth, but to preserve the balance it already knows, even when that balance is fragile, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it quietly hurts. And maybe you don't need to agree with this. You don't need to adopt this idea. Just notice what reacted inside you as you heard it. This discomfort doesn't pass through analysis. It doesn't wait for logic. It passes through emotional memory. That's why the reaction often comes with ready-made phrases. This doesn't make sense. This is exaggerated. This isn't for me. These phrases aren't conclusions, they're defenses. Quick ways to close the door before something is truly seen. Not because the idea is false, but because seeing requires inner reorganization. And reorganization always costs something. It costs certainty. It costs familiarity. It costs the comfort of staying the same. When an idea disturbs you deeply, it's worth noticing something very simple. The discomfort doesn't always point outward. Often, it points inward. To an area that hasn't been integrated yet. To something that never received enough attention. To something pushed aside long ago because life demanded movement. not reflection. In this sense, discomfort isn't an enemy. It's not a mistake. It's a signal. Feeling uncomfortable doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means something was touched. Something that still carries meaning. Something that still carries energy. Something that hasn't been fully processed. The mind reacts quickly to keep everything in place. But keeping everything in place doesn't always mean balance. Sometimes it simply means staying with what's familiar. And what's familiar, as humans have always known, isn't always healthy. It's just known. Known feels safer than unknown, even when the known quietly hurts. Ancient wisdom understood this tension well. People don't resist change because it's wrong. They resist because it disrupts identity. There comes a moment when something begins to change, not fast, not easily, but it happens when, instead of escaping the discomfort, a person observes it, not to agree, not to disagree, just to notice. In that moment, the reaction slowly loses its grip. Because what is observed no longer acts in the dark. It no longer needs to shout through the body. It no longer needs to appear as anxiety, or irritation, or restlessness without a name. Perhaps some ideas don't disturb us because they are wrong, but because they come too close to something true, something not yet seen clearly, something not yet integrated, something that asks for maturity, not urgency. Discomfort doesn't force, it doesn't demand, it signals. And signals exist to guide, not to frighten. They point, they suggest, they invite observation. So maybe the real question isn't, why does this idea bother me, but something quieter, something more honest. What exactly was touched inside? Not every reaction needs to be fought. Not every discomfort needs to be eliminated. Some need to be understood, and understanding doesn't start with answers. It starts with observation. Not everything. Not all at once. Just enough for discomfort to stop being an enemy and begin to function as an indicator. That doesn't solve everything. It doesn't close every question. But it changes direction. And sometimes, changing direction is more important than arriving quickly anywhere.